Welcome to a CycleSteve video. Hope you enjoy it. Now here's CycleSteve.
Hey, good morning. We're here. Yeah, this is my friend Dan, and I'm Steve, CycleSteve, who you watch on occasion. So today I'm going to do something a little different. Dan and I are going to do what we call an urban ride. I live in a suburb of Wichita called Derby, Kansas. And what we like to do sometimes is we start at my house and we bicycle to downtown Wichita, Kansas. And today I'm going to show you some of the sights we see when we do that. Hopefully it'll be entertaining. Hopefully it'll be interesting. And if you're not from Wichita, when you come to Wichita, maybe you'll come see some of the sights that we like to see. Plus, I'm going to take you to one of our favorite eateries in the city of Wichita. Are you ready, Dan?
I'm ready.
Me too. So we're leaving Derby. That over there is a community that I happen to live in. It's called Courtyards at the Oaks. Sits next to a golf course, Derby Country Club. It's a very laid-back area, very nice. A lot of people enjoy walking the multi-use paths and sidewalks, enjoy the golf course. It's a very nice community, very close to McConnell Air Force Base and Boeing, which we will be riding our bicycles through here shortly. Little wooded area next to a school. So Dan and I are on a multi-use path now that leads out of Derby, and we'll connect with Boeing and McConnell Air Force Base. This is a great path. It's been here for a number of years. Very safe, very pretty. This is the start of the south side of the Boeing complex. Over to the right in the distance, you can't see it, is McConnell Air Force Base. They have a tanker wing with KC-135s and KC-46s. I'll film some more when we get a little bit more into the complex proper. Fun fact, CycleSteve worked for both Boeing and the company eventually became here Spirit Aerosystems. I still have a Spirit sign over there, but Spirit has been reacquired by Boeing, and it's now all Boeing again. Over there is a building that belongs to NIAR. NIAR is a Wichita State University endeavor that's aviation and aerospace research. They do a lot of things in conjunction with Boeing. Over here, coming up on the right, you'll see the west side of what is the flight line. The other side of those buildings is where McConnell Air Force Base starts and has a huge flight line. They fly in 747s along with all the other planes they service here. Up ahead, the admin building where CycleSteve actually used to work. And there is the admin building where all the local executives hang out. The plant here started as a company called Stearman Aircraft back in the 1920s. Eventually it was bought by Bill Boeing. That plant over there on the right is called Plant 2. During World War II, they built a crap load of B-29s. Then later, after World War II, it became an assembly area for the B-47 strategic jet bomber. A lot of famous history here at the Boeing plant in Wichita, Kansas. That tent-like building over there actually replaced a hard structure that was destroyed by an EF-4 tornado. I don't remember the year, but I was working here at the time, and the plant was closed, but only for about a week, and they were able to reopen very, very quickly. Well, I was hoping we see some fuselages. The primary purpose of the Wichita plant for Boeing is to build 737 fuselage bodies. They're transported on trains, special trains. These particular ones actually have other parts besides the full fuselage body. That's why they're covered up. The ones that are shipped on just by the fuselage are wide open, and it's quite a sight to see them going, a whole train load of 737 bodies on their way to Everett, Washington. So this is Kaplan Park. little park area and has a couple of dog parks. Very nice area. Besides its other amenities, this park also has a remote control plane area for those enthusiasts who come out here and fly their model airplanes. And there are the dog parks. A wonderful place for dogs to come and expend some energy and socialize. It's a nice area out here. Leaving Kaplan Park, we come into another area that has a multi-use path. This one actually runs by the Arkansas River. You see it over there on the left. It's been here for a couple of years now. While there might be more bikey towns in the USA, aka Bentonville, Arkansas, Wichita is becoming more and more bike friendly every year. Hopefully it'll keep going with that trend. We have several rail trails, the Blue Stem and the Prairie. Always get the name mixed up. The what?
The Prairie Spirit or the Prairie? I don't know. One of my Ottawa's Prairie too.
Yeah. But anyway, one goes from Wichita out west and the other one goes from Wichita out east.
Prairie Sunset.
Prairie Sunset Trail. And they're maintained beautifully. So there's a lot to do if you're a cyclist in the Wichita area. So over there is a old picturesque bridge that goes across the Arkansas River, and it's been refurbished. I know they worked on it and now has a nice little bike path on one side that we're going to take here in just a minute. And there it is closer up. Been here a very long time. I can't remember who it's named after. It's named after a famous Wichitan. Anyway, we're on the bike path that was built and the refurbished they did. Pretty soon we'll be going by O.J. Watson Park. Over on the left over there is O.J. Watson Park. If you can see those little train tracks over there, they have a kiddie train that goes around the park. We already passed the main area, but they have some nice facilities. You can come out here with your family, and they have a nice little lake back there too. Over here you see a bunch of sand volleyball courts. This is the multi-use path that's along McLean Boulevard that heads towards downtown Wichita, which you can see off there in the distance. And to my right again, the Arkansas River. The Arkansas River starts up in Colorado, flows down into Kansas. Up in Colorado, it's a white water rafting river. Here it's a slow meandering, whatever the correct word is. Goes down through Oklahoma, into Arkansas where it gets really big. Bikes up. Let me go, Dan. Thank you. Another biker up. And at any rate, the Arkansas is a very long river that eventually feeds into the Mississippi. Up ahead is one of the Arkansas River breakwater dams. To the right is actually an area that they built. You see it just there to the right of the dam, that when the river is up, they can actually run water through there and you can kayak. We've been in drought conditions for some time now, so the Arkansas is unfortunately down. You can now see we're getting closer to the downtown Wichita. Over to your left is the Wichita Ice Center, an area where your kids can figure skate, play hockey, and have a great time. Over here on the right is Riverside Stadium, home of the current Wichita Wind Surge. Next year they're changing their name to the Wichita Turbo Tubs, whatever that means. At any rate, it's a beautiful new park for baseball with great amenities and wonderful seating and great views. Over on your right you can see downtown Wichita now, but up ahead, besides these geese, up ahead is an area called Delano. Delano is a nice little area with a lot of retail shops, fine dining experiences, including this one right here called the Monarch. Just a fun little area. And fun fact, Dan's workplace is in Delano. We take this roundabout. It also has some apartments like the Sycamore place up here ahead, and the home over here, our home 2 over here on the right. If you're a coffee lover, Wichita is the home of a ton of coffee shops, chains, and nice little independently owned ones too. There is the Wichita Library. It's fairly new, the Advanced Learning Library with multimedia and very loud motorcycles. Now we're going to go over to Exploration Place and check it out. This is a brand new playground area that they built next to Exploration Place. I believe on the other side of that playground area is a splash pad. Exploration Place is a multi-learning facility and museum. Has a Cinemax theater inside, a lot of displays. Some are static and some are rotated. Free movie night on Friday night, Cars. Finding Titanic, the secret mission, is the current display that's going on. That is a visiting display. Great place to take your kids and your grandkids. There's a bike path that goes behind Exploration Place. We're not taking it today. We're going to go over here to a bridge that hosts the Black Bear Possum's sculpture, Keeper of the Plains. At night, those rocks you see at his feet light up in a fire display. This is another part of the river path that we're on now. You can see the river over there to the right. We've already seen some beautiful birds out on the river, some egrets and herons. The water's way down, so they're just like standing out in the middle of the river. There's a beautiful blue heron right there. Up there it goes. They're so beautiful. We're northwest of Wichita now. The Arkansas is split a little bit here. There's actually only part of it right there. The other part's on the other side of that sandbar. We're off into an area of neighborhoods, and we're going to go to a small little park where the big ditch empties into the Arkansas, and we'll talk a little bit about it when we get there. So this is an area where the Little Arkansas meets the Arkansas River, and there also is a flood control gate off of what is called the Big Ditch. I'm going to get a little better view of it up here. So here's a placard up here talking about the Big Ditch. It's the Wichita and Valley Center Flood Control Project. You see this map? See how it starts where the Little Arkansas meets the Arkansas, and it runs to the side of it. If you see that earth berm over there, the other side of the highway, and if you look just underneath that bridge, that is a flood control gate where the Big Ditch can empty into the Arkansas. Hardly ever happens, usually because the Big Ditch is so long and so big and so well controlled. Very seldom do they let floodwaters go into the Arkansas because it can flood on its own anyway. Wichita has a history of flooding. Before they built this bad boy back in the late 50s, this thing has saved Wichita literally millions and millions of dollars. It's a great project that turned out well. So we're going to head back toward Wichita now. We'll go by the Keeper of the Plains, maybe look at that, go through downtown. Probably going to roll through Old Town a little bit and head to one of our favorite eateries. Can't really see it for the trees, but over to my left is a residential area called Riverside. Very old, very stated. A lot of houses that have been updated. Very gentrified. Very nice, peaceful, and quiet. I have 2 daughters who live over in Riverside. Down that street is Riverside area proper. So one thing that's really popping up all around the Wichita area, including the neighborhood I live, is a lot of patio home construction. This is a area of patio home construction. It sits right off ABC golf course, which we'll film here in just a little bit. This is ABC golf course, one of several Wichita public golf courses. This and 3 others that they have, plus some private options. If you're ever in Wichita and you want to play golf, you have some choices. To the left is historic Old Cowtown, a living walking museum where you can see some of the buildings that were either original to Wichita or recreated. It's a wonderful place to go visit and learn more about the history of Wichita. They have reenactors and a lot of stuff to see. Thanks. Old historic Cowtown in Wichita. Cool place. This is the Mid-American All-Indian Museum. It sits just off to the side of the Keeper of the Plains. They have regional powwows here. The Wichita area was either the home or a pass-through point for many indigenous people. Matter of fact, the name Wichita comes from an Indian tribe's name, as does the state of Kansas comes from an Indian tribe's name. Great culture. It's a definite go-to if you're ever in Wichita. Great place to visit. Here's another view of the Keeper from the back side. And you can see downtown Wichita in the back of Exploration Place in this shot. Also part of Wichita is down that way. So we're gonna get a closer look at the Keeper here. So this whole area is basically a tribute to the indigenous people who originally settled this area. You can hear the wonderful music that's playing now. It's a great place to come and bring your children to educate them a little bit. Wichita, Kansas. As we head down toward downtown Wichita, over to my left here, you'll see a little enclosure. Might be kind of hard to see in there, but there is a statue of a goblin in there. And there's downtown Wichita looming ahead. Exploration Place, where we were at earlier. And you can see some more of that playground that they built behind it. Over to my left here is called Memorial Park. They have tributes to all the men and women who served and fell fighting in the wars that America took part in. It's a sobering place. So here we are going through downtown Wichita now. We're kind of skirting the main drag. Douglas is another block over to my right, and it's quite frankly not bicycle friendly like this street is. This street has a bike lane. First Street goes to the east, and Second Street over there goes to the west. Some beautiful old architecture here. You see it all around, mixed with the new. Up ahead on the left, you can see the Orpheum Theater, which is very, very old and has been refurbished. Oh, okay, there we go. They're just did like a second refurbishment of it. They're getting ready to reopen it again, and they're going to celebrate, have a concert with John Legend coming to play to open up the new refurbished Orpheum Theater. Big building here in Wichita. Very old one up there on the left. Here's a better look at this one for you. Cool old building. Over in the distance, you can hardly see it, but Interest Bank Arena is down that way. So, very large facility where they play hockey, soccer, have concerts, events, all sorts of great stuff. I've seen everything from the Harlem Globetrotters to Elton John, Billy Joel, James Taylor, Dave Matthews, you name it. A lot of big acts come there. This is the Old Town Center, an entertainment district here in Wichita with apartments and retail and fine eateries. Wichita has many fine places to dine, especially in the downtown area. Places like the Sierra Tuscan Grill, Lottie, and the AVI Grill. There's also a lot of places if you're interested in not quite fancy foods. You have, like over there, you have the Riverside Brewery and the Pump House down that way. We have some of the franchises like Old Chicago. And here's a very popular place, Mort's Cigar Bar. People really enjoy coming there. Also a lot of diversity in our food. We have several Korean places, we have Ecuadorian places. You name it, you can find it here in Wichita. Look how bikey Wichita is. Over to the right and left, see the I-35 bike path, which goes from South Wichita, about Pawnee, all the way up to the north end of Wichita. We're getting up into an area now that's considered College Hill proper. It extends several miles all the way to Woodlawn Avenue of a lot of fine homes. Also in this area, some new apartment housing and townhomes. Very nice area. Up there on the farther right is an older structure called the Broadmoor, which has a lot of apartments, and they're actually, I guess, condominiums because they're owned, they're not rented. And they're very interesting layouts because the building's so old. It took like several rooms and apartments and put them together. And this is where we're going to eat today. College Hill Deli. So what did you just accomplish, Dan?
I rode all the way from the river to here without touching my foot down.
That is him. And again,
20 or 30 lights to go through.
Yeah, and Dan is running a single speed today, just FYI. So here we are at College Hill Deli. One of my favorite places in the world to eat. That's the owner over there, Ali. Hey, Ali, wave, say hi.
What's that?
Say hi. Say hi to all the CycleSteve's friends.
How you doing? That's Marshall.
Pardon?
Marshall.
No, this is my YouTube.
Oh, YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he just found out how sweaty my back is. So anyway, Ali is the owner here. All his recipes are his, and we love coming here to eat.
Well, thank you, Steve.
We're going to enjoy some fine food here now. So I got the chicken shawarma. I love the chicken shawarma here with some fries. And Dan, what'd you get again?
Waffle sandwich and sweet potato fries.
A great option for a plant-based or vegan. So as you can see, I didn't like my lunch at all. I just, couldn't stand it. It was so good. And Dan's almost done with his. How do you give your lunch, Dan? A thumbs up? All right. Great. Me too. College Hill Deli in Wichita, Kansas. A fine dining place. So this is kind of College Hill proper. A lot of older homes, a variety and style of architecture and styles. See, we're on the cobblestones here for the road. Very pretty area, a nice park. Homes here are pretty expensive. There's a real pretty house there. Lots of pretty houses. All in this nice tree-lined area. There's another local eatery over here called the Wine Dive. Pretty well known. And further down is a place called The Hill. Great burgers down there. This is an area with a lot of brick homes. A lot of brick Tudors and other style of brick, red brick homes. Also in Wichita, we have a Frank Lloyd Wright house. We won't be going by it today, but it is a very cool thing to see, and you can get a tour there. So this community is called Eastboro. Believe it or not, it's a municipality within the city limits of Wichita. Has its own police department, but I believe they share fire services with Wichita and pay for the privilege of having that. These homes have very large lots. They're very old. Some are very dated. Some have been completely updated. But these are all very different stately homes in the little community of Eastboro, Kansas. Over to my left is Town East Square, one of our shopping areas. Shields Sporting Goods is one of the anchor stores. Some mass variety of shops over there. A little ways up here, you see we have a Bubba's 33, a Longhorn. There's an Old Chicago up there, a BJ's Brew House. We have all the great chains here in Wichita. So we're about to get onto what's commonly referred to as the Chisholm Creek Trail. You'll see the Chisholm Creek up here in a minute. So that's Chisholm Creek down there, and this is the trail. And we're starting to be in what you could refer to as southeast Wichita. This is Cessna Park in southeast Wichita. Every year Wichita has what they call the River Fest. It's a big festival where they have a lot of stuff going on downtown, but they also have a hunt for a medallion, and they give clues in the paper every day, and there's a prize for finding a medallion. And this year the medallion was in this park, found somewhere, but I'm not sure exactly where, but this is where the medallion was found this year. Over there to my left is one of the Cessna facilities, now owned by Textron. The other one is way out west of Wichita, and there goes a highway patrolman on the turnpike. At any rate, yeah, Wichita, air capital of the world. Boeing, Cessna, Textron, Beechcraft, which is also now owned by Textron. Big aircraft area, and of course McConnell Air Force Base. So over there to the right, see that ramp? Can't tell, but that's an old soapbox derby hill. A lot of people still go out there and train by running up and down it. Over there's the fire department training area. They come out here to train how to put out fires and rescue people. That's Casey's Bar and Grill. It's been there as long as I can remember. And we are now at the very north end of the Boeing complex. Kind of almost where we started. We'll be at the crosswalk where we turned earlier here in just about a mile. So yeah, that's pretty much the ride for the day. I'll finish up when I get back to my place in Derby with an epilogue, where Dan and I will be sipping a cold one. Okay, so Dan and I just finished the ride back at my house. We did just, from my Garmin, I was just a little under 41 miles. You're riding around a bit, so you probably went over 41?
I don't know, I didn't look at it.
Oh, okay, you don't care. But anyway, yeah, so 40 miles around Wichita. We went up to kind of northwest, and but we didn't go out far west, and we didn't go northeast, but we did go a little bit northwest through downtown, through Old Town. We went through College Hill, we went through Eastboro, we went by Town East. We covered a large area of the Wichita area. A large area of the Wichita area. That is so well put, Steve. But what can I say? I'm drinking a beer now and I'm damn tired. But it's like 100 degrees outside. It was still a good ride. It was fun to see all the people who were actually out earlier today. We saw quite a few cyclists, some runners, some walkers. It's a good time. What'd you think of it, Dan?
I thought it was a great ride.
Dan is a man of few words. They all hold weight. That's why he's my buddy. He lets me do all the yakking. So anyway, that's CycleSteve and Dangerous Dan's ride around Wichita. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll catch you next time on the CycleSteve channel.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
We thank you for watching by singing you this song. We'll try and make some more for you and not to take real long. So check back every now and then to see if something's new. And leave a comment if you want, 'cause we'd like to hear from you.